Nudes NASCAR 7 coverage today. We have two races for you on this live stream for another edition of a Whelen Modified Series. Again, NASCAR 7 live stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in here today. A little Black Friday afternoon racing. That's what we have going on right now, NASCAR edition. Jojo, I see you in the chat. I'm having racing withdrawals as well. Hopefully this at least gives you a little bit of a fix to that. And also Disney Cars Racing Productions. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I see in the chat before the start of things. In the last live stream, we ended up winning the championship for the NASCAR Busch Series on NASCAR 7. We have not ran a modified series stream since Sunday last week, so it has been about 5 days. Knocking off a little bit of rust into qualifying, and here we go for this one. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. So we get into this stream. Couple days off from our last coverage. Hopefully everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. As the green flag is in the air, we're racing. Race one of our doubleheader here today. Redball Raceway, 100 laps in our first race. I have no clue what the second race is, what track, or what race length we'll end up seeing. We did have a race at Redball earlier this year that we won from the pole. Trying to dominate this one and try to lead every lap, get our max points day, keep anybody else from getting bonus points so we can try to clinch this championship early. Definitely not going to clinch it in this stream, but maybe in the next one. Wade, thanks for tuning in also. Thought I was going live tomorrow. I am not going live tomorrow. No, I put it up in the community tab early in the week. Probably more than 2 days ago. It was either 3 or 4 days ago I put it up. Can't remember if I had it out on Tuesday or on Monday, but yeah, there's no stream tomorrow. Not going to have time to be able to stream at all tomorrow. This race is for today. Dale Campbell, thanks for tuning in also. I'll say I seem like I have more speed in this Redball race than what I did in the first Redball race earlier this season. Utter domination in our last race at New Hampshire. Trying to go for 3 wins in a row for the first time this season. Obviously, that could lead into 4 if we end up winning this first race here today. And try to go for the stream sweep. As we go for the Redball Raceway sweep in this first race. And again, 150 laps in that first one. I qualified on the pole, won that race. I didn't lead every lap in that one, though. Had a slow start. This one, a much cleaner start. And honestly, by the time we get into lap traffic, I would imagine we're going to be past halfway easily. A lot of clean racing going on. Clicking on some very fast lap times with these cars on this racetrack. Over a 2-second lead already. Snow where you're at, it's been kind of flurrying off and on since last night. We actually had a little bit of snow on the ground when I woke up. It's kind of whatever there was, it melted. A little warmer right now, but it's supposed to cool off again. Well, I should say a little warmer than it was when it was snowing last night. The sun's out, but yeah, I was supposed to get some more, I think, later tonight. Winter storm warning till tomorrow. Oh, stay indoors, stay warm, hunker down. Tell you what, outside of like typical Black Friday, I don't even know if I've streamed in the afternoon on Black Friday before. I might have. But this might be the first like Friday afternoon stream Not counting live commentary streams if like a truck race is in the afternoon on a Friday. Or cup practice. Something of that nature. Qualifying they've had on Fridays before. If it's a Saturday night race. But outside of those streams, like as far as the video game stuff, this might be the first Friday afternoon one. Definitely a bit obscure. "20 laps in. Shovel snow Monday. Was this supposed to snow all weekend where you're at or something? I know temperature-wise it's pretty much going to be cold or colder what it has been all the way through the weekend. I think for the Ohio State-Michigan game, I think the high temperature in Columbus is supposed to be in the upper 20s. Well, it's definitely going to be the shortest race of the season so far. I would think we're probably going to have more than just this 100-lapper. Knowing we have a second race at New Hampshire and the second to last race of the season, honestly, I think we could clinch the championship there if we keep doing what we're doing right now. Maybe before New Hampshire? I mean, ideally, I would like that to be the case. Definitely one of those tracks on this modified series schedule I like barely lift. Just a slight bit of time off throttle. I mean, it's like a blip of the throttle. Blip right back on, blip right back on. Just kind of set the car on corner entry more than anything. I mean, I'm sure I could probably go full throttle if I hit my apex perfectly every corner. But I can run a more aggressive line this way. Overall, I think it's probably a little faster to do this. I went full throttle, I'd definitely be riding up towards the wall. And I'm not blipping it much, so I don't really think I'm going to run a faster lap if I try to go full throttle all the way around the track. Somebody blowing up on the bottom, the 190 car. Our first DNF of the race as he tries to get to pit road. And we've got 2 laps in a row of somebody blowing an engine because somebody else is down on the bottom of the track and I didn't get the indicator on the icon as to what number that driver was. So 2 laps in a row, somebody's retired from the race. We're down to 20 cars in the field. Yeah, fun watching the Packers win on Thanksgiving. For sure. Nothing like Thanksgiving football, so your team can win on it. I'll tell you what, that's 2 weeks in a row. They played pretty much perfect football on both sides of the ball. They gave up a couple touchdowns in garbage time yesterday that, you know, ultimately I wasn't worried about it. You could tell they were definitely playing soft prevent defense, but not turning the ball over, creating turnovers still on top of, executing on those drives of the turnovers, scoring touchdowns off of them. And I get they were playing, backup quarterback last week with Purdy out. So that has a lot to help with the defensive side of things. But then they just turned around this week. And, Miami's not a great team, but they're a good team. Stifled. Weather definitely played a factor, I'm sure. I mean, we've seen that with Miami in the past. But you still got to execute, and they did a good job doing that. Lions squeaking one out. I was kind of hoping the Bears would pull off the comeback just for the sake that it could get Green Bay back in the division race. Because outside of the 2 division games Green Bay's got left this season, I definitely think that they'll be the favorites against the rest of their teams this year. A Minnesota game on the road is going to be tough, and then obviously Detroit at home on the road next week is going to be tough too. So we'll see. I mean, obviously they got to take care of business against Detroit to even have a chance at it, but Lions are going to have to lose another game also. And it's got to be a division game, because if they lose a non-division game, then they'll still have the tiebreaker over us if we end up beating them. We'll go 1-1 there, and I think you guys will have the same division, or a one-game better division record, even if we win out, because we lost to Minnesota earlier in the year. Detroit's only loss was not in the division, so Green Bay beats them, they'll still be 5-1 if they don't lose another division game the rest of the season. Wings play at 3 today. Yep. Yeah, early stream. Get to watch the game. I'll enjoy my Friday afternoon for sure. Already enjoying it. Well, we've clinched the most laps led already, obviously. Halfway through the race, started on pole. We've led every lap. So 2 races in a row trying to go wire to wire. 100-lapper in New Hampshire. 100-lapper at Redball. We'll contact there. A lot of contact. This is the first time I've made contact with anything in this race. Took 52 laps by our teammate Lou Stanton to put him a lap down. Smoke from that contact still settling off turn 2. Yeah, as a Packers fan, I feel like Green Bay has to pull through with this game next week, because if I have any hope of them making a miracle run in the playoffs by winning every game on the road, they have to beat Detroit, obviously, next week. Plus, obviously, like I said, it gets us back in the division race if that happens. But we're beating the teams we have to beat, which is obviously good. But playing those stronger opponents this year, I mean, the 3 teams we've lost to this year, honestly, are the only teams that I think are better than us in the NFC. I think the Packers are the 4th best team in the NFC, and the 3 teams they lost against are the 3 teams that were, have a better record than them this year, the Eagles, Lions, and Vikings. So, but they're definitely playing their best ball going into that game next week, so it gives me hope. Two teams with winning streaks, one of them is going to come to an end. .40 to go, 60 laps in, almost a 6-second lead, averaging about a 1/10 of a second faster a lap than second place, just consistently throughout this whole race. Obviously caution-free And no live pit stops in these Whelen Modified Series races. And again, we'll have 4 races left on the season following this stream. And we might only have one more Modified Series stream left on the year if we can clinch the championship in the next 2 races after this. Which is definitely doable. Did you remind me of the... No, I knew the Wings were playing this afternoon. I'm actually thinking about going to the game on Sunday. The Packers not playing on Sunday, and Wings game's at 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm very much thinking about going to that. We'll just end up streaming later in the evening or at night on Sunday instead. Tickets are looking fairly cheap. Cheaper than what they were for today. Probably because they're playing the Canucks, but I don't care who they play. I'll take the cheaper game 9 times out of 10. Especially if I'm picking. Especially for it to be a weekend game. Like, I would think being a Friday afternoon game, I get it's around the holiday and it's Black Friday, but I would have expected that it would have been cheaper to go today with it being basically a midweek afternoon game. Like, I can't imagine they would be anywhere near full capacity today. Got almost a 3/4 of a track lead. Not going to be able to lap the field in this. We don't have enough laps to do that. Probably get around to that 10-second lead or so by the end of this race. Still got to hope that no accident happens in front of us. Haven't seen any incidents in this one. I would imagine we either go to Meadow Creek or IRP next, because we haven't raced at IRP yet on the season. So that's definitely coming up. And I know there's a second race at Meadow Creek, which is only 100 laps. A little contact off turn 4. Carried that down towards turn 1. And now bouncing off of everybody. We're good, we're good. Makes the car a little unsteady, but wasn't terrible. We survived, that's all that matters. Go back to trying to extend the lead. 20 to go. Pretty calming first race. Yeah, I'll take this for the first race. Get me settled in, get me some laps. Maybe knock the rust off from not streaming in a few days. And not running these cars for 5 days. By the way, I just ran a 13.375 that last lap. Fastest lap of the race. We're ripping it around here. It's only a half-mile racetrack, but those are some fast laps for a half mile. You would think this is like a World of Outlaw sprint car race or something. Running those kinds of laps. On a half mile. I lifted a lot there. I was really trying not to make contact. He's squeezing me so much. Like, I'm not trying to enter this low, but I'm trying not to make contact with him. I was on the brakes that time. Like, look at that. Like, I have no room. I have to make contact. I don't want to do that because I don't want to wreck. But, I mean, he's not giving me any room to make the corner without making contact with him. So, he asked for it. Asking, you shall receive. Another car blowing up. That might have been Camden Barnes. Looked like the 156 car. I think that's Camden Barnes. I don't think I'll ever get all these names organized, especially when they don't run all the races, too. Like, obviously, some of the drivers are, but not all of them. 3 drivers out of the race, 10 laps to go at the line. We're down to 19 cars on track. Not sure how many of them are on the lead lap. Not many. That's for sure. 10-second lead. He did not realize we had to run to the inside of him. Big save down towards the apron after the contact from getting squeezed by yet another lap car. Same spot on turn 2. I kind of had that earlier in the race. Five to go this time. Get by our teammate Lou Stanton. He'll go 2 laps down now. 11-second lead. Got a rival like 2 cars ahead of me. I'm definitely not going to attempt to try to pass him in this one. Oh, had a little bit of smoke on the front straightaway. I've had that first stack up or accident of some sort from the AI. Definitely wasn't from me. Honestly, I'll probably just sit here behind this Walmart car for the rest of the race. No need to push the issue anymore. White flag, final lap. It's going to be 3 wins in a row for Stu Floyd. Keeping the great season going great. And trying to make it greater if he can get the sweep in the doubleheader here this afternoon. I will take that. Give ourselves a little burn down. Actually able to get a burnout going this time. Usually I kind of struggle with these cars and doing it. Not today. Maybe we finally figured it out. Maybe. We'll see about next time. I might struggle again next time. No, so it wasn't Camden Barnes at DNF because Camden finished 2nd. Clinton Ferguson 3rd. Jamie Gonzalez 4th. Joey Patterson 5th. Rodney Clay 6th. Marvin Humphrey 7th. Travis Walker 8th. Travis Haley 8th. Our teammate Alan Walker 9th. Mark Dyer in 10th. Our other teammates in this one, Nate Beasley finished a lap down in 12th. And 2 laps down in 18th was Lou Stanton out of 19 cars that finished the race. 3 DNFs. And Shannon B. Calhoun and Rhett Simmons. Sparks cars that finished on the lead lap. We had 5 drivers finish on the lead lap in this one. Just 22 minutes, 46 seconds total time to get through this race. Margin of victory, 10.7 seconds. 140.43 mile per hour average race speed. 22 minutes to run 100 laps on the half-mile short track, the fantasy track here at Redball Raceway. I'll update the point standings at the top of the screen when we get into the second race. We'll see where that's at. 100 laps, Meadow Creek. So, yeah, I had that. What order they'll be in. But I'm pretty sure we have a second race at both of those tracks. I would imagine that that would be the case. So, gotta update the title. Put Stu Floyd as the winner for the season stats. It's gonna take a couple minutes before we get into race 2. $773 laps led on the season now. 9 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and 7 wins on the season. So we'll probably have another short race then for this next one. I'll take a look at the point standings. All right, 201 point lead over Nate Beasley, who did not get a top 10 in this race. So he definitely lost quite a few points, but he still remains in second. So teammates 1-2, Alan Walker getting his top 10. 302 back in fourth, 1 point ahead of Clint Ferguson, who had a top 5. Beasley goes from 138 points out to 201. So yeah, definitely lost quite a bit. Alrighty. Get the chat back up on my screen. I probably don't have to make any setup changes. Definitely going to qualify, though. All right. Qualifying. Race 2 of our doubleheader. We had a wild one at Meadow Creek earlier in the season. That was 50 laps longer than this race. I don't think I won this one earlier in the season either. It'd be nice if we could actually get a win at Meadow Creek this time around. On the pole, that's a good start. Oh, I got a little loose driving it off into turn 3 there. I think my first lap was better. 16.599, another half-mile short track. Lap time's a little bit slower here, so should be a slightly longer race. So Meadow Creek. Well, I doubt we're going to go wire to wire 3 races in a row, but we'll see. Let's see, Meadow Creek. I did win the first Meadow Creek race. Okay. I remember it being wild. It may be wild again. We'll try not to make contact as much as we can help it. Green flag is in the air. We're racing and trying to go for 4 wins in a row. And not a great initial start here for Stu Floyd. Despite qualifying on the pole and having a clean start, not going to lead the opening lap of this race. Aggressive line through turn 3, trying to get back to the front. Lost 1 spot here right off the rip. And that spot we lost was Clint Ferguson, who has won 3 races this season, trying to go for a 4th. Going for the lead on lap 3, a little contact, but clear. And Beasley may get through to 2nd. Oh, I got loose. Smacked the wall off turn 3. Turn 3 is going to cause me problems in qualifying, too. Now Beasley's going to get out in front and get some bonus points, and he'll lead. Yeah, turn 3 is giving me fits right now. I got a little loose on corner exit and qualifying there. Kind of the case here in the race, too. Oh, we've got it. There we go. Slide job pass there through turn 3. It grips up fine in 1 and 2, but yeah, turn 3. I think that's the sharpest angled corner on the track, though, too, so it's probably not helping. Might need to try to widen my entrance off into 3. Not in this corner, though. He's going to get back around me. Cut Ferguson off behind us. A lot of contact. Got some good racing going on right now. It is so hard to hold on to this lead here. My goodness. Fell out of the lead 3 times already in the first 9 laps. Got it back within a few laps every time, though. It's a good racetrack. It's a racy racetrack, I'll tell you that much. I mean, you're racing the track itself so much here. The straightaways are so fast, especially with these modified cars and as much downforce as they have. It's a difficult little track. .497 that last lap, fastest of the race for Stu Floyd. Just trying to go for win number 8. Oh, Beasley got tight in turn 1. May have actually gotten up against the wall, and Ferguson's going to get back around him for 2nd place again. Hit the inside wall, getting into turn 3. Telling you, my car is just way too light on that end of the track. make up so much time through 1 and 2, and I hit my marks perfectly down there, and I give it all back in turn 3. Definitely the struggle corner. No, he's not. That's a block. That was just too aggressive. I had to lift. I clipped the apron, and it shot me up the racetrack. Ferguson back out in front again. Oh, boy. Low contact. Got him back. Might have the most lead changes in a single race this season in this one. That's tough to say for sure, though, because this race is shorter in length than a lot of the other races we've ran this year outside of the first race on this stream. I thought he was going to get underneath me there through turn 1. I felt like I went wider than I wanted to. Still might not have been enough room to get underneath me. Felt the car power slide into the last corner. Beasley back into P2. 16.490. Trying that wider line through that end of the racetrack. $16.456. Clip that wall again. Oh, now I did it in turn 1. Yeah, he's got me now. The turn 1 wall knocked me up into the turn 3 walls. Oh my gosh. Dude. Oh my gosh. I'm so out of rhythm right now. It's going everywhere. Everywhere but straight. Oh. They check up? Kinda. Stack up right off turn 2. There's one car trapped behind somebody that was blowing a motor. Looks like everybody else got through. Look at how much it broke the pack of cars up, though. Split the field in, I would say half, but it looks like this lead pack has a lot less cars than the second group. There's maybe 5 or 6 cars in this lead pack, and then the rest of the field. Now we got another car blowing up. Catch him right in turn 1. There we go. That's going to give me a big lead. Wad him up. That gives me some breathing room. I'll take that. 3-second lead now. About a third of the way through the race. We're going to get into some really heavy lap traffic, though, at some point. Passing cars is so hard here. It's not going to be fun. Especially if as loose as I am in turn 3. Even when I try to like widen the arc out, I just feel like it turns way too easily in that corner. You would think it'd be tighter in turn 3. I mean, I guess it does have more banking than the other corners, but I would think I'd be tighter there just solely off the fact that it's like the sharpest angled corner on the track. It's more of an acute angle. Well, I guess turn 2 technically would be the sharpest, but it's coming off the shortest straightaway, though, so I can actually get through there full throttle. Kind of hoping Beasley isn't in second anymore. The bigger the points lead we can get, I really would like to clinch the title as early as possible. I'd hate to only have to do one race in a stream for the modified series, but that would be the case if I had to go into the second to last race of the year, not with the championship clinched yet. They're closing in on me, though. It's 2.7. It was over 3 seconds. Now it's 2.7. I'm still in clean air. Just don't have the bite I need off the exit of the corner. That was a good lap that time. And I messed up in turn 1. Won't be consecutive good laps. Still managed all right. Just getting too aggressive at times. My cornering. That was the first time I hit the wall in turn 2. That's 3 laps in a row I've hit an inside wall. It's not throwing me up the track like it did earlier, but can't keep doing that. That bigger backpack is starting to spread out quite a bit more. Halfway at the line. We have survived the first half of this race. Now we just have to survive the second half. I hope so. I'm scared to try to pass this guy when we get to him. He's going to have to give me a lot of room. I mean, he's going to hold me up after so long, though, too. So I don't think I can afford to just kind of sit behind him forever. Still got 47 laps left. Just ran my fastest lap of the race. Dude, you got to give me room. How am I supposed to make that corner with as loose as I am in turn 3? He slipped up so much the corner before that, I thought I had a good chance. There we go. I got to clear him before we get into 3, though. There we go. Got him in. Might have cleared him before turn 2, but if I didn't, I definitely cleared him off the exit. Another 10 bonus point performance. 3 races in a row doing that. We try to go for 4 wins in a row. Scrape that inside wall and upset the car again in turn 3. Holding on to it, holding on to it. Plans for the rest of the day? Gonna watch some hockey. I really don't have anything going on at night. Probably by the time that Wings game's over. I know there's some college football going on. I'll probably watch a little bit of that. Probably game it up a little bit. Playing an NCAA 11 dynasty mode with Michigan that I'm sucking it up with right now. I'm trying to get used to the game. I will say the game not as good as NCAA 06 that I had before for football. I mean, it's stupid how much I fumble the football in that game. And I think it's bugged enough for me to do that consistently. If I'm playing a team that's ranked higher than me, I fumble the ball like 4 times a game. Like there's no chance of me not fumbling. I'll tuck the ball when I'm running and I still fumble it. I fumbled on the goal line twice. That ticked me off. I ended up losing to LSU. Sydney Duncan, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, there's some ranked teams playing today, but they, as far as like competitiveness, when looking at like the line scores, at least of those, there's no like marquee matchups, I guess, today, but might be some closer games. You never know with college football, especially if they're being rivalry week. Definitely be some closer games in there that we're not expecting to see going in. All right, so we passed 2 lap cars this entire race. Well, I guess we passed technically a little more than that. We've had a couple cars getting trapped behind the drivers that blew an engine. Oh, I can't believe we're doing this. That probably isn't a smart move to go 3 wide here. I'm backing out of it. I couldn't clear him through turn 2. We definitely weren't going to make it through turn 3. Get this guy in turn 1. All right, there we go. Got a 4-second lead. I got to be smart, because that was probably not going to work. Oh my gosh. That was a big hit. A lapper I just passed a couple laps ago got back around me. Starting to fudge it up again. Hang on to her, 28 to go. Georgia Tech, Georgia tonight. Yeah, I know the Egg Bowl's on later, too. Mississippi State, Mississippi. Those two teams play each other tough a lot, but Mississippi State's just, they look terrible this season. I remember Toledo beating them by like 30 points earlier in the year. Got beat by Mac School. Yeah, Mississippi State, too. So I don't expect that to be as competitive as it is most years. Oh, we got a crash right in front of the race leader. In turn 3, that car's broken with the right rear. Wow. Huge moment. He is broken down. And I think the lead is down under a second when it was nearly a 5-second lead 2 laps ago. No major damage on this car, so that's good. Oh, they're still wrecking. Now we got somebody blowing up. Pandemonium with less than 25 to go here at Meadow Creek. Still about a 9/10 of a second lead. My goodness. Crash in that blind spot in the corner, entering turn 3, nowhere to go on such a tight racetrack. Now we've got more problems. What is going on here? Yeah, somebody else blowing an engine. And Floyd runs into the back of the 101 car, excuse me. 20 to go. Oh, somehow I extended my lead out of that. About a 2.3 second advantage now. I don't know how I extended my lead, but I did. These two are running tightly side by side. It was like 4 consecutive laps of like, what the heck is going on? Oh, man. You just never know. Things are going so smoothly through really both races. I mean, there were moments where I'd seen guys blowing up earlier, but that was ridiculous. It was crash, blow up, another car blowing up. Now we got another car having issues, and it's Nate Beasley who comes in second points. I missed that one. Third time's a charm. I got on the brakes quick enough there. I was able to evade to the outside. That's going to widen our lead back out again, I think. Should. Yeah, 3.3. It's not where it was. It was about 5 seconds. I mean, we had a 7/10 of a second lead there a couple laps ago. Like that, it was looking like it was going to be a close race. These last 25 laps, I mean, from like lap 76 to lap 85, we literally had 3 drivers blow an engine, 1 car crash and have major damage to the back. And they were running slow, holding people up. That was wild. I mean, it's so tight, obviously, with the inside wall pretty much all the way around the track with the pit wall itself. It opens up a little bit more in turn 2, because the pit wall isn't there, but still tight. And you just don't see those incidents happening in front until they happen. If they're in the middle of a corner, until you get to the corner, you don't see it. I can't look at the track map 100% of the time. Like, I have to look at the track itself to make the corner. If I'm looking up in the right-hand corner, I'm going to miss my turn. Not be able to run the laps, the cornering in the lap time that I need. Tend to go at the line. I mean, we definitely have some damage, but it's not bad. Clearly, I mean, we're still leading. Lap times have dropped a bit, but they're not terrible. Should be able to manage this 2.5 second lead we've got. It was 3 seconds a couple laps ago. Second place is digging. We don't need any more incidences, I'll tell you that much. There's one car, space, one car, a lot of space, so traffic won't be an issue unless we were to see another crash. That might bind things up in front of us. So we've got that going for ourselves right now. Oh, man, I'm still snappy loose in turn 3. I'm running so wide in that corner because it's getting so loose on me. I want to keep it off the inside wall. 6 to go at the line. We don't have to suffer that much longer. Win this, get 4 wins in a row, move on to the next one. Starting to get loose in turn 1. I think I got some damage on the back of the car. I think during that crash, like the actual crash in turn 3, I think somebody got into the back of me. I couldn't check up in time, and then the car behind me didn't check up either. I'm even looser now than I was before. They got me good. Jeez. Three to go. A 1.3 second lead. Think everything's going to be A-okay. Two to go. 1 second lead. I'm not giving up a half a second a lap unless I make a major mistake, which I didn't this time. White flag, 1 to go. Snapped off of turn 3 again. We kept it off the walls, though. That's the big thing. They're not going to be close enough to make a run, so just really managing that 3 second lead we have with about a dozen to go. Did good enough. Wasn't perfect, but we got the win. We led the most laps. Max points day again, and we get the sweep. We get the sweep at Redball and Meadow Creek, and we sweep the stream today. Second time we've done that on the season where we've won 2 races in the same stream. Now with 4 wins in a row, we'll do it again. Hopefully, next time. We are wieners again. 2 races. Nate Beasley does not finish in the top 10. Last race, he just didn't have speed. This one, he DNF'd. Stu Floyd leads 94 of 100 laps to get the win in race 2. 7 lead changes, 107.26 mile per hour average race speed. Margin of victory, 0.6 of a second. Didn't go wire to wire in the 3rd consecutive race, but we did dominate still. 107, 0.26 mile per hour. 27-minute, 58 second, second race. Rhett Simmons had a DNF in race 1, finishes 2nd in race 2. Mark Dyer, 2 top 10s, finishes 3rd. Rodney Clay, 4th. Dyer's probably going to be 2nd in points now. Joey Patterson, top 5 and 5th. Alan Walker, 6th, 7th for. And Shannon L. White in 8th. B. Riley, 9th. And Jamie Gonzalez rounds out the top 10. 11 cars finished on the lead lap. Lou Stanton, the lap down at 13th, was our teammate. Beasley DNF'd in 18th place in this one. He was the last of the 5 drivers that DNF'd. Clint Ferguson led 3 laps. He blew an engine. Was also running well in the point standings, top 5. Nate Beasley led for 3, and those were the only leaders in the race, outside of us, of course. All right. You got to take the win any way you can get it. And we definitely had to scratch and claw for that one, despite dominating on the laps led side of things. So 66 laps at Old Spice Speedway in the next one. So it'll probably be Old Spice IRP New Hampshire Dodge Raceway to finish the season. So we just picked up our 8th win of the year. 10 top 5s and 10 top 10s now on the season as well. And with leading 94 laps, gets us to 867 laps led on the year. I had a 4.5 average finish coming into this one. I mean, we've won 8 of 12 races now. 277-point lead. Dyer's still not in second in points. He's third. He's only 6 back of Beasley now. 277-point lead. I'm going to Google the points format and see where we have to finish at the end of 2 races or how many points ahead after the next 2 races, which would be our next stream on Sunday to try to lock the championship up. All right. So 22nd place would get 97 points. So if you just start the race, you'll get 97. You could score as many as 190. So, yeah, I mean, doing the math there, only outscore somebody by 93 points in a full race. So we might actually clinch the championship after the next one. With him DNFing, it's possible. We would have to have... Let's see here. Now I need my calculator. Just to make this a little quicker. So we have to have a 279-point lead after Old Spice Speedway to win the championship. Old Spice has not been great to me. Obviously, we wrecked and had severe damage in the first Old Spice Speedway race. That one was 50 laps. This one's 66, so it'll be a little bit longer. But there's a chance to clinch the title in the next race. We only have to gain 4 points. 2 points, sorry. 2 points over Beasley. So if we basically beat him in the next race and get equal bonus points, whether that both be 0, 5. But yeah, equal bonus points, as long as we finish better than Beasley, we're going to win the championship at Old Spice Speedway. So yeah, we got a chance to lock it up 3 races early. If not, then we would have to have a 186-point lead after both races in the next stream to clinch the championship. So we're looking very, very good. But we'll definitely have at least one more Modified Series stream on this current season. And again, that will be Sunday. No official start time for it, but I'll keep you updated in the community tab. I'll let you know, obviously, what our stream schedule will be for next week. I don't know if I'll post that tomorrow or on Sunday. So just stay tuned. Again, community tab, I'll upload the streaming schedule for next week. But again, that won't be out till at least tomorrow. Thanks for everybody tuning in on this Friday afternoon. Hopefully, again, you had a happy Thanksgiving yesterday, and enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you back again Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, or sometime Sunday. I can promise you that.